everyone, it's David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and I am so excited to share with you today my first of 2 Foodie Friday videos from this year's Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. This event has certainly grown on me over the years, and for 2020, I tried over 20 new dishes. And there were so many great options that I simply couldn't fit my favorites all into one video. So this year, you're getting 2. And if you're a Patreon member, make sure you check out the special extended edition of each episode. If you're new to Beyond the Kingdoms, welcome! And if you're looking to plan your trip to Flower and Garden, head on over to beyondthekingdoms.com to download this year's free pocket guide to the event. Believe me, it was really tough to narrow this one down. But we got lots to cover today, so let's dig right in. Today, we're going to start in the Mexico Pavilion. But before I get into the food, I want to say this. Mexico has always been one of my favorite World Showcase pavilions. For Flower and Garden, Mexico is elevated to a whole new level and a must-see pavilion. First of all, the stunning orchids in the tropical rainforest garden are beautiful. And backed by popular demand, Miguel is once again making appearances with Mariachi Cobre. This is a really popular show for Coco fans and a must-see. Just note that I think that they tend to perform with Miguel only on the weekdays. So check your times guide when you arrive. But now, onto the food at Jardin de Fiestas. As usual, the Mexican food booth has created a whole new menu for this year's festival. And once again, it's a very strong lineup. First, we have the Quesadilla al Pastor. And this isn't your average kid-friendly quesadilla. This is very authentic. If you're unfamiliar with traditional Mexican cuisine, al pastor simply means shepherd style, and the meat is cooked on a vertical spit roast, kind of like a chicken shawarma. In this case, the meat is pork, and the technique guarantees you'll get nice and tender, juicy meat. But what I really love about this quesadilla are the toppings. This is sprinkled with some chopped pineapple, salsa verde, red onions, and some cilantro. These ingredients are what Flower and Garden is all about. Fresh toppings and garnish that lighten the dish and are perfect to enjoy in the Florida weather. I know that you can get bigger box standard quesadillas at the quick service restaurant, but for typical Mexican street food on the go, this is a winner. The quesadilla al pastor is a little pricey at $7.50, but like everything else I'll mention today, eligible for a snack credit on the dining plan. Now, if that doesn't convince you to visit Jardin de Fiestas, the next dish definitely will. This is the Choriqueso Torta, which is essentially a ground chorizo slider that is delicious. This is my top choice in Mexico this year. The ground chorizo features beautiful spicy flavors and has an extra kick thanks to the Monterey Jack cheese and pickled jalapenos on top. But the avocado cream balances it all very nicely. It's also the perfect size for an Epcot festival and packed nicely under a bolillo bun, which is a typical Central American bread that should be reminiscent of a baguette, but instead reminded me really of a soft brioche bun, but without the sweetness. The Choriqueso Torta is fantastic. Again, it's a little pricey at $7, but definitely worth the price. For our next stop, we're heading to the China Pavilion to visit the Lotus House. This outdoor kitchen is very popular thanks to the candy artists constructing some beautiful cotton candy bouquets. Now, depending on the exact style you want, these range from $7 to $16. If you want a real trendy Instagram pic, this is definitely the thing to do. But just note that the artist makes these at select times throughout the day. But guys, we're really stopping at the Lotus House to try the new Bon Bon Chicken Skewer. If, like me, you enjoy a strong peanut sauce in your Asian dishes, you will love this. The skewer includes several pieces of chicken that are completely doused and covered in peanut sauce. It's very rich and delicious. My only complaint is that most of the meat comes from chicken thigh, I believe, which is a kind of love it or hate it situation. The thigh certainly packs way more flavor than the chicken breast does, kind of on par with a drumstick. But cooked chicken thigh can have a distinct texture to it that's a little bit tougher. I sometimes like it, and I just didn't expect it here. But that peanut flavor is delicious, and the main reason the Bon Bon chicken skewer makes the cut this year, which is decently priced at $6.50. And for our final stop on today's food tour, we're heading to one of the new outdoor kitchens for 2020. Magnolia Terrace is located in the American Adventure Pavilion and replaced last year's smokehouse. Since Regal Eagle is now officially open, the quick service restaurant is serving up great barbecue, and Flower & Garden needed a whole menu change-up. Don't worry, next week's Foodie Friday will cover Regal Eagle. Now, Magnolia Terrace's menu is excellent. I tried everything here, and it was really difficult to narrow things down to my favorites. And my loyal viewers will probably be surprised with my first fave dish, the seafood boil. Now, I dislike certain types of seafood, but I'm usually good with shellfish, and this item is excellent for all fish lovers. It's big and hearty and packed full of ingredients. You get a hefty corn on the cob to start, a crawfish, a pair of shrimp and mussels, and my favorite, andouille sausage. And buried underneath our seafood friends are some slices of boiled red potatoes. And the whole thing sits in a beautiful seafood broth that is just delicious. This is good, traditional Southern food that lives up to the promise. And one of my absolute favorites of the entire festival this year. And I think it's fairly priced at $8. I know that that's kind of high, but the amount of food you get is well worth it, and a good use of a snack credit. And finally, let's jump on over to dessert. Magnolia Terrace features 2 pecan flavored items, and one of them is outstanding. The pecan cake starts with a delicious pecan flavored pound cake that crumbles and melts in your mouth beautifully. Upon further research, I realized that the generous pouring of maple syrup on top is what really made this so incredible. And the thick whipped cream on the side just made the whole thing come together. Perfection. I kind of wish that this was paired with ice cream, but I'm still dreaming of this cake, and it wins the prize of being the best dessert at Flower & Garden. No question. The pecan cake is a must and priced at $4.75, which is excellent given the size and the fact that it will leave you completely stuffed. So there you have it, friends, my first batch of 6 favorite items at this year's Flower & Garden Festival at Epcot. I hope I haven't left you too hungry, and wait till you see the next installment from this event. If you want to see more on Flower & Garden, stay tuned to this week's Sunday Main Show, a complete review of the event this year, highlighting some truly beautiful gardens and topiaries. And don't forget to download my pocket guide to plan your trip to the festival. But that will definitely have to do it for today. Like always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.